Hey, what's up, guys? Chain Trades, otherwise known as Luke. Today was actually like a pretty good day for myself. I didn't take any trades. However, I guess I charted trades. I did this live. If you want to see that, stick around to the end of the video and you can watch me go through like my charting live and my mindset, all that fun stuff. But I just kind of want to explain what happened today. So essentially, I'll kind of just give like a quick overview. My bias for the day was bearish. As you can see, we ripped today, right? Or sorry, not bearish. It was bullish today, and we ripped because we had London manipulation of Asian session, and then I was just waiting for manipulation reversal. We got the manipulation of London lows and this daily gap, and then we get the reversal. So my bias was correct, totally in line. There's this 1 minute trade that presented itself pretty early in the morning. Yeah, like I guess right when I would trade right about macro. This trade hit, which is really cool. And then this was my 5 minute strategy trade, also hit, super cool. So if you want to watch me chart those live or like all the confluences, I'll go over them fully. Just watch to the end of the video. But I just want to point something out. So first off, I was really targeting like London session and maybe like these these low resistance draws kind of up through here in this range. But Powell did speak today. He said some positive stuff, as you can see. So if I really wanted to, I could have drawn both these trades out to Asian session. I think in total, it was like almost $10,000 between both of the trades for the risk, which is really good. And the risk for both these trades was about like 300 to 400. I'll have to go back and get those exact numbers, but somewhere in that range. So I didn't take those trades purposely because the risk was a little high. And then the 5 minute trade, we were already kind of trending up here. I don't know. I was really in my head, even though I knew that this trade would obviously work. I was just really in my head about it. If you even see like, oh no, that's gonna be weird with me. Yeah, it's gonna be weird with me. Yeah, I'm not gonna sign in now. But what? This is like almost a grand right here, which is really good. This would have been like 2 grand ish, something like that with the risk. So, um, yeah, like overall, I'm making smart decisions. I'm making smart choices. Like I do understand my strategy. I understand where it's going. It's just the execution. So I think moving forward, what I really need to try to do is instead of executing based off of risk, well, like within reason, I don't want to go risk my full account, but if I see setups like this that are high quality that make a lot of sense, I just need to take them. I just need to execute more off of the chart and less off the risk. And right now it's kind of hard because my account balance isn't that big. I mean, I'm dealing with my personal account is 7,000, just about, which sounds like a lot of money, and it is. 7,000 is a lot of money. It's like 7,000 is a lot of dollars, but um, the grand scheme of things, 1% of 7,000 is 70. So when you really like take a step back and like look at it, sorry, that's is that 10%? No, sorry, 10% is 100, right? Or sorry, hold on, I'm stupid. 10%. 70. No, 700. I'm being stupid. So 7,000, 700 is 10%. 70 is 10. Is 1%. So I was correct. Um, I'm really trying to risk under 1%. And it's near impossible to risk that with these trades. If the trades like that I'm currently taking are anywhere from maybe like 150 to 500 with the dollar amount. So with my funded, it should be a little bit easier as I start to progress through it and pass it. Um, these trades should be a little bit easier to take because my risk 1% of 100,000 is $1,000, and if I'm taking like half that is really what I want to do. So about point. So like instead of risking 1%, 0.05%. So risking half of 1% is what I'm trying to explain. But no, sorry. So it'd be 0.0 1% would be 1, so it would be 0.005%. So super, super tiny. So that's $500 on a $100,000 funded account. So that's really where I want to be with my risk, at least right now. So it's a lot harder to take these trades now, is what I'm trying to say, long-winded way of saying it. But I definitely believe if I start taking trades more based off the chart and maybe let my risk breathe a little bit and be more confident in my trades, because I can do this. I had the start of, like, it was like the end of September, start of October. I had a huge slump, and it was like these 1 minute strategy trades that were definitely not my strategy, and it kind of messed me up psychologically. But I'm starting to rebound from that, and not that I'm still trying to only take 5 minute trades. That's why I didn't execute this 1 minute trade, and there's a little bit more into it than that. But I definitely believe I'm trending in the right direction, and the more I just execute, the more I just do, and I disconnect the money part of it, I actually think the more progress I'll see with the money part. If I could disconnect the money part from the chart part, that's the hardest thing to do about trading. That's the hardest thing to do with trading. I still need to have the awareness of risk, but I really need to just disconnect like the actual monetary value of that, right? Just I'm not over risking. I'm not trying to over risk, but just execute better is what I'm trying to essentially say. And I need to put myself in positions where you can, like, this is insane price action. Like, you don't see this type of price action often. And that's the price action that has kind of been occurring this year. Not altogether, like yesterday was super shit, but if we just take a peek at like the sessions, like obviously Friday that was more news, but like these big type of sessions, right? Or like decently large moves. It doesn't happen all the time. There's some days where it consolidates, but there's some days where we get big moves. Big moves. Sometimes by news, but also it's just been a super volatile time. So I just need to keep executing on that. And good things will happen, for sure. Good things will happen. Tomorrow we got CPI. Other than that, we're kind of chilling for the week, and I'll even pull it up. We might have some stuff on Friday. Let me actually see. So tomorrow, yeah, we got CPI. I might chart. I don't know if I'll trade. Thursday, core PPI, that's fine. Thursday's probably fine. Then we got non-farm payroll. I don't know about trading on Friday. Price action's probably going to be super chop, but we'll see. Anyways, love you guys. Appreciate you guys. If you want to watch it live or watch my processes today live, just continue watching. And I love you guys. Go check out the Instagram at RealChainTrades, linked in the description. Have a good day. Bye bye. Good morning. Good morning, Chain Trades. Welcome to October 14th. October 14th. So I haven't set anything yet for the day. 7:22. I was gonna do that with you guys, but real quick, I didn't post the video, but I low-key understand these markets. I was like, we coming down to this gap type shit. What happened last night? We came down to that gap type of shit. I'll actually just go on the 10. Alright, so I'll just kind of walk you through my process. Walk you guys through. So I'm gonna mark Asian session, highs and lows, and then I'm gonna mark London. Should be the high London. London high and lows. Like so. Cool. And then let me make sure I got my funded. Why is my background black? What the hell, Iante? Okay, we'll mark this one in a moment. Okay. Now we're gonna mark other draws and liquidity, so we'll start at 4 hour. We got this. Trump new. I don't want the yellow. I want an orange. We got that Trump weird news low, and then really, I guess that all-time high, which is right here, but we'll mark that instead. We're not gonna go up there. That's about it. About all I want to mark today. Really just those news highs. Those are super important, and they will definitely get tested at some point. And then for I don't know if we'll go more than. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Alright. Alright. Here's my draws on liquidity for today, and then we're going to kind of figure out. Yeah, super similar price action. Actually, zoom in a little bit more, get a better view. I'll put it right here. Let's copy it again. Looks like to me we have London session manipulation. There's no real reversal out of this. So I'd say London session manipulation, and then we're looking for a reversal. So pop this in here. I come into my journal. So we got London session manipulation to New York session manipulation reversal. I'm bullish on the day. So today's going to be a very interesting day because well, I guess first and foremost, like our big liquidity target really that I wanted to play on yesterday, but the price action was just terrible, was set last night or early this morning, and it was that daily gap. Sorry, I'm just marking my other draws on liquidity. Anyway, so that daily gap was filled, which is cool, good. But now we're kind of just hanging out, just waiting for why is my background black? I don't understand that. Okay, what the fuck is going? I mean, sorry, what the frick? Yeah, why is my background? Look, why is it black? Whatever. Okay, I'll fix that later. I don't really care, I guess. Okay. We're just being sped, I suppose. Alright, so, yeah, like I was saying, this was our kind of move that I really wanted to capture. New York literally did nothing yesterday. But I really believe we are continuing lower with this move. Although I am bearish today. That's just how the setup is playing itself, mainly because we are at this gap. We are at all these orders down here. So I'm bearish for it today. So I want to see maybe London manipulation. That'd be good. And then maybe I don't really know how long I want to be in a trade for. I don't necessarily know that we'll come up to Asian highs, but I definitely think all this stuff on here is something we could play into. Or in reverse, if we are bearish for the day, which I think the liquidity targets are going to be a little bit better if we're bearish, but really just this news candle, and then we had like a 4 hour low right here. So that would really be where I would want to take this thing today. However, we do have, get to it, some news. So the main one I'm looking at is Powell is speaking today. 10:20. My sweet, sweet Jerome Powell. My schnookums Jerome Powell is speaking today. So, with that being said, I don't know how price action is going to play out. We might just kind of consolidate and hang out. We might not really do much. So, we will see. Alright, market open. Grab my booties. Oh my gosh. It's been raining like crazy where I live. It hasn't rained like this in like I think half a decade. It's insane. Just all wet. Pause. Oh my gosh. Alright. Oh my goody. See the difference in contract price right now. Pretty similar. Bro. Oh my gosh. Okay. So tired today. What the? Do you guys see that? Hold on. My Okay. I'm not gonna pretend like I understand what just happened. Sure. Alright, so market open. Getting a pretty decent sell-off. We are in bullish order flow, but depending on how this candle closes, we can close bearish, which would be a good thing. I would love to see that. I'd probably ride this Johnson & Johnson down. Yeah. I think best case scenario would be a SMT. However, we don't necessarily need it. But other than London, I mean, maybe this 5-minute high right here would be what I would willing to run it up to you. I mean, it's kind of not a great move. There's equilibrium, but I don't know. I don't really want to be in the market for crazy amount of time. Although, like, Powell does speak, but he speaks later. He speaks at like 10:30 or 10:20. So I'm not really gonna be affected by that right now. Okay, here close. Oh my gosh. So we close bearish. We are in bearish order flow right now. That means order flow, or the orders, are getting filled in the down or bearish direction. Would you look at that?
Get it? It's funny to
Looks like NQ is pretty close to taking out this low, which would be good. If we could kind of remain a little higher on ES, that would be super chill. We can create like a little SMT ski. If we even go down to London session, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? I'll just make these look nice, because why not? Okay, we're super close. Nice. That means okay. So, I think we're not gonna create the SMT. I feel like ES is better. It feels like this shit wants to just run. I hope it doesn't. I hope we get good price action today. But knowing the market, thank you, Donald Pump, for your price action. See if he not texted. I'm actually stupid. See if he said anything dumb. I have my little Truth Social archive, so I can see everything it says. Time Magazine wrote a relatively good story about me. It was just the best, but the picture may be the worst of all time. It was terrible. They disappeared. They disappeared my hair, my beautiful orange hair. And they had slid floating on top of my head that looked like a floating crown. But a little dainty one, a little tiny one. Really weird, really weird. I never really liked taking pictures from underneath angels, but this is a super bad picture. It's terrible, I tell you. And deserves to be called out. What are they doing? You're fired, you're done. And why? That's about it. That's about it. Oh, what the equal low is going on here? I guess I technically guess on the technicality of it, that is a SMT. But this candle still hasn't closed, which is kind of scary. But yes, technically, there's technically a SMT. Technically, a little guy, a little SMT ski going on, little ski, little ski too. So I completely forgot to do that. That is, did I forget to mark this? All right. Mo City Flexologist. Mo City. So we have SMT, but I don't believe it's gonna hold because this shit is like, okay. This shit's like, Daddy, come sweep me, Daddy. I'm gonna now do the inverse. So here's the booty. Here's the devil emoji. It's like coming down to him because it's so prime. You know what? If our SMT gets invalidated, let's just say Easter's coming early this year. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. No, please. We are just a standard a family of 4. There's nothing wrong with that, and we love everyone. But please, no. Oh. Mr. Rabbit is getting into this. Mr. Rabbit. It's holding for the time being, so it is working. I don't know why, but this shit is like... I suppose we could come here. I suppose... Filling... I guess we didn't entirely fill this gap. So JK, I think we're going to fill this gap before we rotate on up. Where's this? To fill the gap is just at this low. Okay, so we did fill the gap on ES. Oh. Okay, that was kind of violent. That is my bad on that one. So look, so we filled this gap right here. Let's just understand the structure. There's not really anywhere else for price to go besides price target. But we just gotta fill this gap. So fill this gap first. I'm assuming. If not, I don't really... Okay, never mind. JK. Okay, so we should be in a really good spot now to rotate on up. And I'm liking, I think, this overall risk to reward if we can get a good trade. I don't know, say something like that, you know. It'll probably be somewhere in the 2 to 4s. Should be good. Earl unbeat. What is going on with the crypto market? $4 p.m. This shit should kill itself. Alrighty. Let's see if we get a little rotation. Oh my lord. So, okay, no more brain rot. We need to lock in. Even though there's nothing to lock in for, so price just shit itself, which is beautiful. We filled this gap fully. Let's look at London lows. We are in prime reversal area, a prime reversal area. So, I guess in the next like few candles, I want to start seeing. We just need to just change order flows away, but would be, oh my gosh, would be most ideal would either be to inverse this first fair value gap, but at that point we're starting to get pretty high, or if we form another down candle and then just break structure, that'd be chef's kiss reggaeton, whatever. I suppose on the un momento, we've probably broken structure. We have. This wouldn't be a bad 1 minute trade. Just because you could take this thing to the highs or. Yeah, really just like these highs right here. But. Considering everything. News, all that fun stuff. 5 minute. And what I'm trying to do too. Is just get really solid with my 5 minute strategy, and just like be super confident in it. So I suppose we can wait. Which, that might work in our direction because if the 1 minute retraces, should be great. The 5 minute kind of would probably close bearish, and then the 1 minute could reverse off the, or not reverse, continue off the retrace and break structure. That'd be bravo. I did hit 12. Okay. Let's just take a gander. So we'll see. Thugger. Choo-choo. 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 Let's see what's going on here. We're doing a little retracement, I suppose. Yeah. Maybe. You never know. Cool. And then we're gonna fill this gap. Maybe. Okay, so now from here, you should reverse. You should give a big bully. I don't know if you're. You know what? It's still kind of early. I'm not gonna lie. It's still pretty early. Yeah. A little bit too much risk. But this, depending on how this kind of closes. I would enter off of that stop low, this last low. For my 1 minute strategy, so that is good. I do think order flow is sincerely shifting, which is badass. The brain rot be going crazy right now. They each don't know the struggle.
Alright.
All lights out for me. It's insane that I just call this shit. Just call it as it is. I suppose I could have entered here, but like low key, the only good stop, I guess, would have been still so much money for 1 minute strategy. I will be doing. So my plan is to do a lot, like to build back into doing 1 minute strategy type stuff, because they are beautiful. Got our inversion, order flow shifted, NQ. We don't have an inversion, but I'm assuming this next candle will be our inversion, which is beautiful. So now we're really just gonna wait for a retrace, which is cool. So this candle can kind of print however it wants to print. Hopefully it doesn't go sweep out our liquidity, because that would be unfortunate. And then I would have been like, oh, should have been in the 1 minute strategy. Anyways, what I was trying to say, I don't have enough capital right now to be in a 1 minute strategy, because how the 1 minute strategy works is you do the 1 minute strategy and then you do the 5 minute strategy if the 5 minute strategy plays out. So they kind of both work together. But for the risk, I guess really the way that I would want to risk it would either be half to maybe a quarter of the money that I'd be willing to risk for the day. And right now I only have enough money to buy 1 or 2 contracts. On my funded account, once I end up passing that, I think I'll probably step more into that. Just because I'll have more opportunity, I'll have more cash, right? But for now, it's not really worth it to be risking that amount of money, because I've taken that trade for what is like 350, 360, and now I wouldn't be able to enter in my 5 minute strategy if the 1 minute strategy gets stopped out. Because 1 minute strategies are more risky. So it's just about like risk management. That's what I'm trying to do right now. We have BPR too. Let's keep this right here. So this is pretty cool. I'm assuming, let's see how much further. What I'm assuming what this looks like will probably set up into something like, I don't know. You push into something up here. I don't know. That's probably what we'll do. We'll probably come sweep market highs, retrace, and then come up to London. Which, if that is the case, if we do get entry off of something right here, yeah, we'll be in business. And it might make more sense to enter on NQ, although I don't really want to enter on NQ. I'd prefer it, yes. Yes, it's just printing a little better right now. Also, it's going to be a little cheaper. So, 2 good things. See, I can walk on water. Don't let me drown. This isn't the worst thing. We're getting a pretty bearish close on this candle and Q. However, we still have plenty of time. If we don't inverse this gap, I'm not necessarily worried, but I will be more cautious. I really want equilibrium to be hit. Equilibrium is one of I think equilibrium is my favorite confluence. But just how the setup appears to be playing out, again, we'll see in how the next 2 candles play. We might only tap into this BPR, this fair value gap. So if that happens, I wouldn't be opposed to entering. We'll just kind of have to see how it plays out. We're also in a order block, which is right here. We haven't pushed out the order block. I could definitely see this pushing out, coming back in. Just adding another confluence That'd be great. And yeah, again, we've plenty of time, so we'll just gotta see how this candle closes. Oh yeah, big stretches. You care right here, right now, baby. Right now, right now. Show me how. Ready? You love before. My parents, my love language. But just tame. Good. Like I said, we had plenty of time, so order flow has shifted on both indexes. That's what we want to see right now. We got a BPR zone, just pretty baller. We have a FEG BPR. Where is equilibrium? Yeah, we're still pretty low. We might not even tap into equilibrium, which is fine. It's not a bad thing. Just this zone is gonna be. It's gonna fill orders quick. It's gonna be pretty quick with it. Hey yo. Hey yo. Suppose we can run it up to there. That's probably what we want to run up to. Yeah, order flow on the 1 minute. Still bullish. So we're still waiting for the retrace. If we get one, if we don't, who knows? This has just been the price action of the year. So the 1 minute strategy is getting pretty close to playing out, which is pretty cool. I think we do come up here and sweep out market open before we come back down to sweep London. Maybe that would make sense just how the index is forming, but don't necessarily need to do that. We could very well come into the zone, this price zone, come out, go crazy. And I think what I'm going to target today, just because of how price action has been playing out. Again, I don't necessarily know if we'll target Asian today. Maybe equilibrium, which is like right here-ish for this big move. I'm really going to target London and maybe this high above here. I suppose the highest I'd feel comfortable targeting would be these highs. Because after here, that's kind of like equilibrium, that's above. So I might initially just set my liquidity target at high, which isn't a bad thing. If a trade presents itself. Not that I necessarily think that we will go all the way up there, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll kind of. That's a thing that we will discuss if we get there. We're still maintaining bullish order flow on the 1 minute. Still obviously maintaining bullish order flow. The thing that I don't necessarily like with equilibrium being, this is a little better, but I just don't want any of these gaps to get inversed because then order flow shifts. You know, we're not trying to take a 5 minute trade anymore. So who knows? We'll see how this next candle closes. We got a minute 30. Still maintaining bearish bullish. Oh my god, it's a bearish. All the words. We're still maintaining bullish order flow on the 1 minute on both indexes. Yes, but it definitely looks like we're popping a little flag. It looks like we're probably gonna. But who knows? Could retrace, we couldn't retrace. Who freaking fracking knows? I'm not okay. Okay. Yeah, we just get like a little bit more push. That'd be put this shit in here. What? Hey, yo. Okay, looks like we're gonna close bullish. We are. That was a big 1 minute candle. It just kind of popped. Which is chill, I suppose. You know, we want bullish. We want bullish order flow. But now this is where this trade gets a little bit more shitty. Why is there a white outline? Cool. Well, the 1 minute, very, very happy about that. The 1 minute trade just played out. That's where I would have taken this John. So again, long off of you to you to you. I guess it's almost playing out. Which would have been like $600. Yeah, for 2,000. Not bad if I would have had capital. It might not even fully play out. We'll see. Or like I think it will, but it might take a little bit to develop. What I don't like about this trade is now we have a fair value gap right here. Not cool. So basically, for equilibrium, for really how we wanted this trade to play out, we might have to inverse this fair value gap, which no. Hell no. There is one right here too. It's just a little tiny guy. But we did technically form an S&T off market open, but it's super short term. So I do think we'll get some form of sell off from here, but I think it'd be super short term. Devil. That's good. Dance now. No. Not the two-stepping man. That's inside his pants. In his hands. If we're gonna form another for value gap, would be crazy. Hello, retracement? Hello, retracement. Okay. My brother, we are out of this John right here. So this is an order block. We push out of it. Let's kind of feel. We got 49 seconds. Let's kind of feel this out right now. Mega pause. Because honestly, the way that price has been trending, not the biggest fan of this price action. Cool, we formed equilibrium. It's all the way down here though, which sucks. Because now where I want it, yeah. Look, he kind of ass. We are in order block right now. So I suppose a 1 minute move out of this would be Gucci. Because we did break order flow. So I suppose it's just so tiny. I don't like how tiny it is. I suppose pop it like yeah, I think we want to manipulate a little more maybe. That's London, so this would be okay, why are these so different? Oh, it's where this is at. Yeah, good enough. Sorry. How much money would this be? Oh, frick, with how much money this is. It's so much fucking money. 300? This is it. I would enter. But I think it's a little bit too much money for me. So I'm not gonna enter. This is it. This is it right now. Yeah. Just with how this overall trade played out, just a little bit too much money. But off of this candle, kind of see what happens. Because also too, why I don't necessarily appreciate this trade. We got SMT, and it's starting to become more high time frame, which is chill. We're just something to think about. I don't know. The confluence was an order block, which was okay. Kind of barely just tapped into it, and we're running with it. I don't know if this SMT will matter as much as it maybe is mattering right now. I don't know. I just think it is pretty strong. It is a higher time frame. Like a 5 minute right now. But I really do want to see at least London session be manipulated. I think by manipulating London session, we continue the SMT, but off of London, which is higher time frame, which is what price really needs. What I think price may need to send price lower, if that is really where price is going to go. So, but at that point, it's like, why? I'm going to trade, you know? Oh, yeah. Broke structure on the 1 minute, or not on the 1 minute, on the 5 minutes, which is chiller. Really want to see this candle make a push up to the shot or something. Just make a. But yeah, we still in this SMT. I at least think London's gonna get taken out. I don't know about this high right here, but I think at least London. Because if London's taken out, then you got a SMT, like a big boy. A big boy. But for now, I guess it's really just like off of this high. I suppose. Yeah. This back in Chicago. I really wish Price would have pushed into the zone, because this would have been like on a yes. If we were here with this candle and we just push in and come up, I would enter in that trade every day. Even if it was a decent amount of money. Why I didn't necessarily enter this trade was, one, a lot of money, but I'm not willing to risk that amount of money when we're already at our liquidity target. Like, it's just not, the move is already mostly played out. I don't know. But this is still not a bad trade by any means. There's just no continuation on, or not continuation. Yeah, there's just no continuation confluence on NQ. That's it, which is a little whatever. Now we're just kind of just consolidating. Like, it's just like, what is this shit? It's really, I think what's happening right now is we're about to reverse an order flow. However, again, I really do think London needs to get taken out before we can do that. In addition to that, just because this liquidity target is so close, I could see this getting, but like price isn't doing shit. Fingers. Craft. Live. On remote control. Got it on remote control. Cool. That's London, and then from here, now that we have this SMT, if I was in the shredder now, I would exit, just because we have the SMT form now, and this is most likely where price will reverse from. So, anyways, that's all for today. No trades. Tomorrow's CPI, so most likely no trades. We'll see. I guess S&T can kind of breathe a little bit. It wouldn't be bad necessarily if price. I think price will sweep this target and then reverse because there's really nothing for it to do up in there. Anyways, let's see. Let's see how this next candle closes, and I will head out of here. Oh my lordy. Alright, well, I'm actually just gonna head out. I'm tired. I'm bored. No trades. I'm still gonna post this video though, just because I feel like there's some. I mean, I was pretty like spot on like overall today. With this little guy. I suppose what I could have done if I really wanted to take this trade, which would have been kind of shitty, would be to, would be to protect it at the bottom of this low, but it's not protected well at all. So it makes a little bit more sense to actually let it breathe a little bit, like with this fair value gap. But it's just, yeah. Shit would have, we would have hit, we would have been some profit. Probably could even, I mean, this is not my strategy, but I could have, just depending on how price action was playing out, could have run it up to London. So, I don't know. A lot to think about, a lot to consider, especially with just how this trade played out overall. I don't know. I'm not. Oh my gosh. I just gotta execute, and a little bit of it is the money part, and like the risk and how I should risk better and properly, more properly. But at the same time, sometimes I just gotta be convicted and just take the trade. You know. Again, with my 1 minute strategies, I've been trying to kind of stay away from them, just because I really kind of, excuse my French, but fucked a lot of them up, because it wasn't necessarily my 1 minute strategy that I was doing. It was weird stuff that wasn't it. This is my 1 minute strategy. I would feel confident taking this trade, but it's just super, I don't know. Like right now, 1 minute strategies are definitely like the aim of the game. Like that's what has been playing out more than anything, but there has been 5 minute strategies that have played out. I just think I need to build a little bit more capital before I'm willing to go back to 1 minute strategies, just because they're so risky. Like how I would in an ideal world protect this trade, run up to these 5 minute highs, and put it at the bottom of this liquidity sweep. That's how I would ideally protect it. It's just a lot of money, which kind of sucks. And with the capital I have, I don't even have like $200 for a 1 minute strategy, right? Or whatever it'd be, right? It would be like $200 right here. Yeah, 212. Which is better, but it's just not protected at all. Because it's pretty easy for Price to come sweep this. So, I don't know. It looks like, overall, though, I think this target is going to get hit right now, which is cool. And then I think that's actually really good because I don't think we'll sweep London. And we'll probably reverse. And if not, we might run this up even more, so who knows. But this is super ideal for... This is my 1 minute strategy. This is my 5 minute strategy. This is how I would take these in real time. Yeah. Anyways, well, I guess really what I would ideally like to start doing would be to take 1 minute strategies like this, and basically have like a free 5 minute trade, like have something protected, because this stop right here, this makes sense. This is like $400 where I have the stop. It's like 3 something. This trade, if I lose this trade, I'm still in profit on the 1 minute. Right? So, looks like, let's see, this next candle, look at this. Boom. Already? Boom, boom. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, boop. Okay, we're just gonna make you, nope, there we go. That's how you do it. So, all in all, would have made $3,500, something like that today. If I would have taken both these trades up to this price point. However, would that have happened in practice? Probably not. It would probably be less, but I still would have made a decent amount of money. So, this is what I need to start doing. I don't know. This has been good. So, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day. If you loved your scene, go check out the socials. Peace.